Aloha, everyone. My name is Kapehe. I am the Developer Community Enablement Manager at Sanity. So the feature I will be demoing is the commenting feature. Yes, you heard that right. Comments are here. You can keep all of your content collaboration within your team in one place, Sanity Studio. So right now, currently, comments are in beta. So things may change a little bit and there may be some bugs that you find, but if you are on any paid plan and want to try it out, I'll show you how to get that running. This feature is completely developer opt-in. You will have to go into the code of the project in order to get things up and running. So I'll really quickly show you how to do that, but a developer is needed. Comments are data, and data is queryable. So that means if you need to find any comments written by one person or find all open comments or all resolved comments, you can query for that and filter down to whatever data you need using GROQ or GraphQL. Comments have their own data set that is automatically created. So once comments are enabled and that very first comment is created, a data set called production-comments is created. Currently, this does not go towards data limits. A developer also has control over which document types gets comments enabled or disabled. I'll show you that in code, but do know that you can have comments across your entire Sanity Studio or specific document types within your studio. Comments are webhook friendly. So when you set up comments and a comment is made, if anyone replies to that comment, the original comment creator will automatically get an email notification. That is something that does not need to be set up. Email notifications are automatic. But let's say you want to send a Slack message whenever a comment is made. We have our GROQ-powered webhooks, and you can do it with that. And comments are field specific, meaning let's say you comment on a description field within a product document type. And later on you decide, I don't want the description field anymore. So if you delete the description field, you delete all comments that went with that field. Or let's say you have permissions and only half the team can see the price of a product. If the price field is hidden from someone, all the comments that were made on that price field are also hidden. So comments and fields stay together. And lastly, currently comments is for any paid plan. So prerequisites to get this set up. In order to use this feature, you will need to update your Sanity instance. So if you're doing a new project, npm create Sanity at latest. If you have a current project, update npm install Sanity at latest. You will need to have the latest Sanity CLI installed, latest version of Node, and a working Sanity user account. So let's see this in action. So let me go over to my studio that I have set up. So this studio, the front end is like a blog portfolio type thing. It has pages, it has projects, but I have implemented comments. So notice when I hover over this field, this little icon pops up. Same thing if I hover over this one, this icon pops up. If I click on that, add comment to the title, add comment to description. So it is very field specific. So if I type in here, let's change this title, I can add anyone who is within my Sanity Studio who has permissions. I can send it, and then once it's sent, this little sidebar pops up and we can reply to it, we can resolve it, we can edit, delete, or copy link to it so you can send this exactly to your team if you want to send the link to the comment. You can look at all open comments, all resolved comments, and then this just pops in and out. And that is creating a comment. It's pretty straightforward. We've seen this flow before, but that is creating our first comment. Now let me show you how to implement that. So here's my code for this project. And I am in the sanity.config.ts file. So in here, we have our imports that we need, but in this export default define config, this is where like our project IDs will live, or our project ID will live, our base path, all of this stuff to like set up our thing. But right here, document unstable comments enabled true. That is all you need to set up your commenting. So we have that enabled. Now, the other thing that I mentioned that developers can do is you can enable or disable for certain document types. So let's do that. So I'm going to comment that out and bring this in. So now I have enabled it for only the page document type. So if we go back to our, did I save it? I did not save it. Now that it's saved, let's go back. And if I go, I'm in home, and notice when I hover over, none of these icons are showing up anymore. But if I go to page, there they are. So it's only for the page document type. Now in the reverse, you can disable it for a certain document type. So just using the not sign, I am going to not allow comments for the page document type. Save that. And now page does not have it, but everything else should. There we go. So that is setting up comments for your project and then disabling it and playing around with all that stuff. But let's enable it for the entire studio. And now we are good. So the next thing I want to show is doing a GROQ powered webhook. So let me go to my overview of my project. So if I go all the way over to API, I have this GROQ powered webhook already set up. You can create a new one right here. I'm just going to edit the current one I have so that we can look at it together. But if we go in here, I've named it Slack. You get the URL from your Slack workspace. I have it going to all data sets and then trigger a create. So I'm going to filter, and these are GROQ powered webhooks. So we're going to write GROQ in these fields. So every time a type comment is created, send a text saying new comment on blah, blah, blah. And you can do whatever you'd like, however you want the message to be. But this is going to send a message to my Slack workspace. Let me turn off Do Not Disturb on my computer so that we can see that in action. So I'm going to create a new comment. We need a longer description. Hit send. And it came up on my other screen. But if we look over here on my Slack, here is that new comment that I just made. We need a longer description. And here is the link to go view it. And here are all the ones that I was testing out earlier, but this is a very awesome way to keep collaboration or notifications like right at your fingertips. So this is the GROQ powered webhooks with comments that we set up. Now, the last one I want to show you is querying for your comments. So I'm going to go into the Vision plugin. And in here, I already have a little query written out. So I'm going to look up, oh, and to note, in our data set, remember when I said a comments data set will be created automatically when the first comment is created? That is here that you can see. So we're querying against production or querying against production-comments. We want to query against production-comments for this. So we're going to look at all that have the type comment and status open, fetch that. And we have 2 items. And here is all the data for all of our comments that are open. And if I want to change that to resolved, fetch that. And there's 5 items that are resolved. Now, if we want to take that just a little bit further, I'm going to bring in some more to filter down to exactly what we want and what we want to be sent out. So I want the text of each comment that is open. I want the message of that. So I'm going to fetch that. And here we go. So the 2 that we have open are, let's change this title, and we need a longer description. So those are the 2 comments that are open and the text that those comments are. And there's more that you can do. This is just a basic query, but there is definitely more that you can do, like searching for all the comments made by one person that are still open, or made by yourself that are still open that nobody's looked at. And so there's a lot of different ways to collaborate with that. All right, so this is it for comments. Remember, these are still in beta, but we should see them hit general availability sometime in 2024. So keep an eye out. Comments have been a featured request we've seen for years, so we're excited to finally have this out. If you would like to learn more about comments, we have the docs written out, and you can find that at sanity.io/docs/comments. Again, mahalo for watching.